Hello. Nice to meet you, my man. Nice to meet you, brother. From across the pond. I know. It's gonna make En Rouge really interesting, really interesting. So many corners where you've just got such a oh god, I've lost my words already. Such gradients and stuff. Yeah, so I don't know what's happened to me there. This is it. With the GT Sport, like other sims, does it have the water track wear where it will dry out in sections of the track over use over several laps, etc.? Or we oh wow, we are in for some fun then. This is it. It shouldn't be such a rush to get out of the pit. I'd be waiting to the back. Just give myself as much time and space. Currently following Adam Piper up through En Rouge onto that straight. I think he's listening into exactly what you're saying. Indeed. Just my own. I'm trying to. Possibly so. It's gonna, well, the rain factor is definitely going to affect the actual racing part of it. So the strategy now, also with the rain factor, is going to really kick things into a different gear, hopefully. But it's also going to make clean racing hard. Well, this is it. And thinking about it, as we go through the chicane now, they're going now from their their outlap onto the actual first proper qualifying, and with only 5 minutes into it, they're going to possibly only just get the two hot laps to really put it down. So you'd think that bunching up wouldn't be in anyone's best interest, unless, well, again, unless you're going for slipstream. Now I don't know how well that's still going to affect in the rain. I'm guessing that's still going to be a factor. Yeah. Apologies, Mr. Hill. I think but most of the races on here are fairly well done. There was a couple of incidents last week with good. How they? Oh, okay. Give me 2 seconds. Oh, hold on, because it's your part. Hold on. Party settings. Where is it? Allow your voice to be shared. Always allow. Mine's on always allow. Okay, cool. Ah. Don't you accuse me? You're nutty man.
Oh,
You're
man.
nutty man.
You should.
Sorry.
You should be able to hear me now. I had such a good intro too, and it's all gone now. So
I was just talking to myself as I always do. You know, it's.
I mean, that's okay. It's alright. It happens. But like I said, welcome to the SBR GT3 Championship here at historic Spa. Sorry that you haven't been able to hear the first few minutes of that, but we are here in qualifying. I am joined, as we heard him speak but didn't hear him introduce himself because you couldn't hear me introduce him, but Daxy Man's with us as well, as we've kind of been discussing half of this.
Hello.
Half the conversation. But we do have our first times. It looks like
let's look at times. Let's see the live times and see what they're coming in as. Alright, so 2.5 minutes is the rough, just under what everyone's getting so far.
So they are definitely losing. I mean, I think you run like in the high 50s here if you're no rain. So, I mean, losing half a minute on a lap isn't too terrible. I mean, they're definitely pushing the cars around the track as best they can. But, I mean, yeah, the gaps, it's pretty impressive that some of these gaps are actually as low as they are. I was like, the gaps should be huge just because every little mistake costs so much and people are making them all around the track. But realistically, the gaps stand pretty tight throughout the field. It doesn't look like too many teams are slipstreaming each other, though, so it's mostly just trying to kind of work with the person who you're near, and, I mean, yeah, just pray they don't make a mistake. It's wet weather, you're on intermediates.
Indeed.
I mean, it's going to be super dangerous.
Bear with me, I'm having a slight technical meltdown over here.
No worries, I mean, they're just coming through. I mean, like we were saying earlier, they're a little bunched up, so it's... I mean, you just kind of have to get lucky. Every little mistake that's made in front of you costs you time. Every little mistake you make is costing you and the person behind you potentially time. So they still got about half the track to go as they come around, but all the way back in the top, 9 is only about a second off of the lead. Top 10 is just jumped back to 10, but, we'll see if John can get his lap down, as there's a little gap there. We're going to see the return of Joker Man to it. I think Jay's been a part of it before as well, and do we have and Luke I don't think I've seen drive before, so I'm excited to see any new drivers. I may have seen him, may have not.
I think he may be new to this week. Might just look at my roster change, because there has been a bit of a shake-up. There's been a couple of drivers that have left. There's been a new team which has developed. And talking about teams, looking at the standings, if we want to go through them, currently we got Shredded Team Jaguar leading the pack with 59 points. Victoria Bitters Dodge at 56, not far. So again, teams are still not well spaced out so far. No one's taken a massive leap forward. Shell Helix BMW, Bacardi Hyundai, Red Bull Honda, and Grand Sport Chevrolet. And I believe the new team is an Audi team. Bear with me a second, because I have their name down here. He says, dramatic pause.
Well, they are coming across the line as the year's going through the standings for their second laps. Most people have not improved. We did see Graham and John did get an improvement on his time. Rob Schaller's improved his time. Piper's improved his time. Luke is coming through, and Jokerman as well. So it's kind of funny that it seems like a lot of people have improved times, but some people literally improved their time and went down in the standings, and it's just actually made the lobby that much tighter as all this happened, where you had to drop to 9th before people got to 2 seconds. Now you've almost got to fall off the entire list. Like, the only people who are at the back are, you got Schaller and Jay, but Jay hasn't put down a lap yet, so he took the thought of just like getting out there and doing his own lap. So this is literally his first lap going down now, so everyone else has completed 2 laps. So I don't know if he got a late start. I mean, that's a real big gap he set up for himself. Or maybe he spun and we missed it.
Yeah. Interesting. Was it 228.7?
Yeah, 28.7. That's only 1.6 off the lead right now. So, I mean, it's gonna be extremely racy, and
it's a very tight pack.
I mean, honestly, if you're on your last lap right now, which I think most of them are on their last, I think what is it, Graham? I can't remember if it's Graham or Edwards because they both changed their name to the S&M. It's one of the two of them. Edwards is what I'm going with. Out in the front, he's definitely going to get one more lap in. He's within probably a minute 45 of the finish line. But it's definitely not too far back before that starts falling off pretty quick. And some of these gaps are like thousandths, hundredths, thousandths. A couple people have already said their laps are good enough and jumped into the pits.
Oh, this is it. Sorry, I'm abroad just watching and seeing what's going on. Yeah, Lewis Edwards last week was battling non-stop with his teammate Callum for that second and third position, only to lose out to it at the last moment. Managed to pull that second position back, then got taken out just on the end of that Catalonia straight. So I think he's definitely want to make up for the itchiness that he had behind in third position and storming with a qualifying in first place. What's going on here? I'm coming through to you, okay? Sorry.
So press circle on your joystick, or if you're on a keyboard, just push a button to close the menu because they can't see the tire wear and the stuff at the very bottom as well. But okay, yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Let's go display all. Does that show it there?
So go into the settings menu, yep, and then down one. Yeah, that's it. There you go.
Switch this on keyboards.
And then just if you close the menu now.
Yep.
Oh, I'm behind. I'm delayed. My bad. So they have finished their qualifying, so these should be final times, except someone should be on the track. Looks like Jay's not gotten down. He's good enough with his. Oh no, he didn't get another one in. He only got the one lap in. So apologies. Quite get to go through, but we will quickly get to somewhat show the order that they finished in there. So, and first, sitting on pole is Vulcan, which is, I'm going again, that's Edwards, with Jake coming in second right behind him. Piper, pole. We saw Liam go on to pole, so means Piper got that on his last lap. Liam in fourth, Callum in fifth, Real in sixth, Rob in seventh, Jokerman in eighth, Austin in ninth, Graham in 10th, Luke in 11th, Jay coming back in 12th as the green flag's out. Everyone's gone. Someone got a real slow start off that line, causing everyone to spread out. That is everybody wide.
Yeah.
Into this first corner, that is super aggressive with all the rain and everything. Jake is getting pushed all the way out wide. Probably smart, just get complete control and get back on the tracks. Oh, this is going to be so insane going through here. You do see the leaders getting out in front, but the rest seems like right before everybody went through, they decided we probably shouldn't do this too wide, and everyone just lined up there.
Safe maneuver.
Like no one wanted to do that. But now we have a 13 car streak right here line, as it looks like Schaller may have gotten a bad start on the Chevy at the back, but everyone else is super lined up as we see the leaders coming through.
A couple out
was
to
that
take.
Source?
That was Liam, I think, not managed to get through there on that corner.
I mean, yeah, too wide with the rain, all the extra understeer. I mean, it's not surprising. Oh, as we see a huge move from Jay in the back going up through there at the very back of the pack into the hairpin.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems like, I mean, it's like they try to make moves where they can, and then as soon as they get through it, everyone just lines right back up. Because it's like, well, we can't make moves anymore. As Real's looking to make one for the podium here. Oh, how did you make that stick in the wet? That is impressive driving. It looks like Liam's wanting to follow through as well, as Austin's going insanely wide out the back.
That mid-pack is just going absolutely nuts, battling away.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they all kind of fare out once this works. But, I mean, if you're sitting at the front, if you're in Piper's spot or Edward's spot, I mean, just focus on your lines and just know that behind you, they're going to just keep costing themselves more and more time, as literally 11th and from 3rd to 11th came by all at the same time right there. So, I mean, when 3rd to 11th is sitting in slip of each other, coming around the first lap, there's just going to be a lot of battling. So the leaders have a good opportunity here to try to get a huge lead over the first lap.
It's a massive gap between Edwards in first and then Piper in second, followed by the mid-pack chasing down for that last podium position.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how some of the people at the back kind of work their way through. We've seen, you know, Jake be extremely successful in these events. We've seen Rob be extremely successful. You know, Callum sitting back in 5th. We know he'd like to be a lot higher than that as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they can work through some of this traffic, as, I mean, they've got a lot of work ahead of them if you're sitting in 7th, 8th, 9th right now.
Yeah, this is it. Two through the or La Source, as they call it.
Well, and to kind of show the difference in how much time they're losing in this traffic right now, off the start of the lap, Rob Schaller, who's in last currently, was like 8 seconds back or 5 seconds back of everybody because he got such a bad launch. Just because of how much time they're costing themselves, him running a fun lap, he's already almost back into the slip coming down a straight. Plus, we just know how fast the Corvette's going to be in a straight line, which is why we should see the Corvette potentially, as well as like the Vipers, do really well here.
Yeah.
If they can just manage through that second sector.
Well, that Joker is up the Jaxie of Callum, and he was.
I mean, it's a huge advantage to be fast in straight lines. You can't get past on the main passing zones.
I'm surprised he didn't try and go for a dive at the end of that straight there, but he wants to keep it tight, I'm guessing, and see if he can make a manoeuvre on one of the following corners.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes, especially with a car like the Corvette, which is going to be amazing at saving fuel as it is, he's already pretty far up the list as it is, so it's probably one of those situations of if he can just hold on to this slip, he's going to end up saving that much more fuel, which is going to save his tires that much more, and then you can actually fight when no one else can.
With the wets here, are they going to need at least one tyre change due to wear, as well as the fuel top-up that they'll need to do a lot throughout this race?
I mean, so my assumption is they're going on intermediates because they're obviously quicker, but that is going to give the extra wear. I don't know if it's going to be more than wet, though. I guess I'll have to just see that. They haven't experienced much wear around the track on the first lap, so I don't know if that times 8 is going to be enough to actually make them pit. But if you're coming in for fuel, I guess it kind of depends on your gaps as well. Like, if you need to make up time, is it worth the extra 3 seconds to throw a new pair of tires on there, or you save the 3 seconds to just get out on some tires that are worn but aren't costing you much time? It's more about just keeping the car on the track, I would say.
I'm trying to get the details up. There we go. I don't know why they keep disappearing on me. I do apologise.
It's the bar. Yeah, there we go. Nice. It's no worries. Well, it looks like Jake's worked his way up 3 positions, so now he's in front of the group he was behind from the last pack. So
he's knocking on the back of Joker. What's happened to Joker, man? He was battling for 6th. He was in 6th position now. They completely missed what happened to him. He was right up behind Callum, and now has dropped back down to 8th position. Jake Hill's leapfrogged him along with Jay Track Addict.
Well, I mean, I think it's a little bit of the luck in the fact that he still caught slip, but I mean, it's the wet, so it is so tough to not make a mistake here. So
he's going for the outside.
Yeah, he's got and
he's taking him. But Hill's got the inside line there.
Yeah, just so much grip in that Audi. Like, what are you supposed to do? The Audi can just stick down there and stay there, and this is really part of the part that the Corvette has a lot of trouble, as we see the Vipers closing up on him. That you really got to hang on. So, I mean, that's smart by Jake. If you get behind the Corvette, you're just going to be in a lot of trouble.
This is it. Oh, slight bit of contact there by Joker Man. I think he just caught a little bit of coping, made his back end twitch a little bit. Friendly little bounce off another one, but positions were given back. Nothing serious happened there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough part of the track. I know, I'm pretty sure every time I run Spa, that whole hairpin into the no-name corner, I mean, I've probably been it there at least once a race. It's a tough area. Oh, it looks like it's trying to go 3 wide down here.
Oh, wow.
There's not enough space for them all, but maybe there is. They're going to try to make it work.
I don't know if you've just seen that, but I've just been watching Track Addict, Jay Track Addict there, and he caught a bit, he literally caught a bit of the coping on the side and bounced about 3 foot off the air. So it's looking more like a rallycross drive than that GT3 drive there, but he kept his position, still in 6th. That's quite impressive.
I mean, this so far has been a fantastic drive from Jay. The few times I've seen him, he's usually middle of the pack, and right now, you know, he's getting battled from behind, but he's also trying to battle back up here. So anytime you can see a podium, anytime you can still see the leader, you're still in the race. Mistakes happen, and that's where you want to be. Where you don't want to be is that where you start seeing that time, say like 40 seconds, 25 seconds. That's where they could spin and make mistakes for the next 4 laps, and you still wouldn't catch it. But 8 seconds, one spin is 8 seconds.
And here we are. We've still got that mid-pack race here. Round the source. Oh, Jay having a quick twitch there, but Mr. Hill doing the exact same behind him, so not really giving the position away too much. As they battle down the hill towards En Rouge. What a corner! If you've got a good sim racing wheel and you go through that corner, you really experience that sort of clenchy bum moment, as they say. As you go curve around that corner, because it's
very blind. You're just kind of guessing that you're going to come over it right, and depending on how you catch it, you can easily get oversteer and end up in the wall on the left as you go through it, or you can get the understeer and just come all the way off the track. It's a real tough corner. I mean, to be fair, the whole track's real tough for most of it, but it really is kind of like a couple of straights connected by section 2. So you really want to maximize that second sector.
Yeah, definitely.
What was that, by the way?
So I was going to say, how's back of pack doing?
I mean, they're still staying pretty lined up. We've got a little bit of battling. Most of the battling right now seems to be Jay has about the closest battle on the track as he was looking to make a move, it looked like. Everyone else has kind of found their groove and slipped in. Luke went a little bit wide around Puhan, gave up a position up, but I mean, it's been pretty fair through the pack. Most everyone's just trying to stay in line. If someone goes off, they just kind of rejoin safely, and I mean, that's kind of what you can ask for. And it's when you get dangerous rejoins that end up causing the huge incidents.
Yeah. Vulcan, I've just put on here, and he's just storming away. Looks like he could be possibly setting the fastest lap with this current
Edwards, I've learned very quickly that you don't want to let him have clean air.
No.
Like, he will just run away from you if you let him. Like, people have been able to battle with him and come out and really keep up with him, but I mean, as soon as he gets to just sit on a qualifying lap, I mean, it's clear that he knows what he's doing, that he's probably at least run the track once or twice, because I mean, once he gets out there in clean air, it is hard to hold pace with him.
It's the 226.
And some of the fastest drivers can't do anything about it. Yeah, I mean, that's faster than qualifying.
Yeah, that's an impressive, and he was consistent. He's 26 last 3 laps, getting hundredths of a second faster each time.
I don't think they're going to be changing tires, though. They still have almost no wear going through 5 laps. So, I mean, 10 laps from now, they're barely going to be noticeable. I don't even know if I'd want to waste the 3 seconds. So
we're looking more at fuel strat and seeing how that goes, I guess, at this point here. Battle here for podium, 2nd to 3rd. Piper is being pressured by Jordan Morgan.
Rio got a really good run. Hey, now I know his name. I can stop calling him Real. But I think I was told by him to call him Real, so I think I'll probably stick with that.
Oh, really?
Or maybe he doesn't care. Well, I think it was just because that's what I was calling him. Oh, does it look like a little bit of contact on him?
He's done it. He's taken him.
Alternate route.
Oh, and he's come back up the inside. Oh, that is bumper-to-bumper racing. But in fairness, that dodge...
It looked like he may have gotten punted wide. Maybe he just missed his brake spot there.
I saw a back end twitch, but then at the same time he also gave him a little. He came into the side of him just slightly. So I don't know if he was able to take advantage of that back end twitch and go with that. There again, it's the wet. It's so up and down.
He kept it right there, so Morgan's still all up at the back of him. But that's actually kind of let Liam and Callum close this gap up for the podium. And I mean, don't look too far back. You got Jake sitting right behind him. He, he's definitely going to be pushing to try to close the slip up. Because if you can get the slip through this little section, that's just going to reel him right into this podium battle. And what was kind of getting separated has really kind of become a battle for second. And then, well, Edwards has continued to grow his gap. It's up to 8 seconds now. So he's got, and he's on a purple lap as well. So he's just kind of in his own zone. He is barely holding on to that. He almost sent it around there. That
He's
would
just
have been
pushing.
bad.
He's just pushing for that fastest lap each time.
You have the fastest lap. Your gap is gaining. As we see, it looks like Morgan's going to try to make the move. This is going to be dangerous. Through blocking on, this is insane, guys. Someone back out. Oh,
no, they're not.
Oh, they just wait.
They just keep going, but it's forced it back
This is
in.
just letting everybody close it up, and now it's a full-on battle. Liam's going around the outside. He couldn't
into the chicane.
Oh,
Liam's
little contact, a lot of contact.
And Liam's actually got the inside line round there, down into the source.
Oh, it looks like Piper was able to hold on. There was a little bit of shuffling. Liam came out the best of it. Everyone else just kind of got filtered back into the positions they were originally in, except for Real and Liam, who swapped.
Let's have a look.
Oh, someone went wide. It looks like Morgan's going to have to just hold on to the slip from the back. Is that going to let... I mean, Jay's not too far back of that either.
No, Jay's leapfrogged him there as well, so unfortunately Morgan, he's dropped down several spaces there. That battle down into the chicane.
Oh, this is going to be... I mean, they're all on the slip. This is going to be a battle into a source. I mean, you want the right side of the first corner because it gives you the inside of the exit as well. So, I think Piper's right. But, Liam
Callum looking at the free wide into this.
Oh, what? I mean, if Callum can hold that angle, he'll end up winning the whole battle, but he ends up falling back just a little bit.
Just to save it, but at the inside, he may still have it going down this hill into this sweeping right hand, sort of hairpin in a sense, but it's not really. It's just a really tight right-hander.
And you want to run it wide, but if you run it wide, people might go up your inside, so you got to like hug it tight.
Yep.
Oh, looks like Jake's trying to make a move on the inside.
Oh no.
Up Morgan does a little bit of dirt rally practice. I think he ran a little bit wide on Oh, but that's going to open the door for Callum. Callum's coming through, and he makes the move in through Puhan. Jake looking for a cutback. But no, it's shut the door. Oh, someone's behind him sliding.
That's Morgan trying to get back into the action here. But with that, Callum is pushing so hard.
All this battling really is sitting in a position where it's... I mean, Edwards just has to not mess up. He's got an 11-second lead. I mean, he might still be pushing, but he should probably quit and just maintain that gap and make sure he doesn't spin.
Nearly 12 seconds. It's going to be 12 seconds by the end of this lap. 12-second lead.
Yeah. Just been climbing, and everyone else probably knows it. It's why they're battling so hard, because they realize they are battling for the only positions left. First, it's not on them to get anymore. It's on Edwards to spin or Bennett or decide he wants to drive backwards for a lap or something like that. But that makes all these positions just that much more live, and it's probably why they've kind of started getting that much more racy about it. Because first is super gone, but they can all see second.
I'm gonna stick on Morgan for a second, because Morgan's managed to jump back up from 6th position up into 4th, and Callum's still managing to defend off Mr. Hill to his best ability. I'll give him credit for the races and short amount of times I've been with SBR and watched some races. If I can see anyone do a good defending line, it is Callum Cripps.
Yeah, Callum's racecraft is up there with just about everyone, which is 100%. You know, he definitely has the pace to be at the top, but definitely he's had races, even if he's off pace, even if he's not comfortable on the track, he still finds a way to battle up there with his racecraft. So, Callum's race is impressive. Piper's the same way. I'm a huge fan of Piper's defensive strategy. Now, the people who race against him might not. I don't know. I have no idea, but I think, he's right on the edge of aggressiveness quite often, and sometimes when you're on the edge, you just kind of toe over it every once in a while just to kind of see what's over there. You don't just live there, you just kind of toe it every once in a while.
Yeah, this is it. As we say that, Adam pushing wide down round there, trying to get as much pace onto Liam as possible. I'm going to get back up on him if that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. It looks like Liam, Piper, I mean, they still haven't separated that much. They've actually, if anything, allowed the group behind them to close up on them even more, as the group behind's kind of stopped battling for the time being. I guess they got tired of the 2-lap battle and decided to just follow each other for a little bit.
This is it. Don't know, just from looking at it, it does seem that NSX seems to just be a little bit more comfier in the wet. He's able to just chuck that in that little bit more confidently. Liam, when he does, you just get that little tail wiggle from the rear end BMW.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how anyone can drive the NXX and say that it feels comfortable, but it is a very quick car if you can get comfortable in it. Every time I drive it, though, it's happy. It's a really happy car. It just wants to go. It really is just excited to take off, and it doesn't care what direction or how much it spins or any of that stuff. It just wants to go. Whereas at least with the BMW, once you learn how to control its wheel spin, like it only wants to go one way and it's spin around. It's not going to really do anything else. So once you really control its wheel spin and everything, it actually can get some pretty good launches. But yeah, the NSX is always going to be racy. I mean, it's the same with the Viper. The Viper, it's going to be understeery, which rough in the wet, but I mean, if you can maintain that understeer and get it to do anything like it's supposed to, it's gonna fly in a straight line.
I think Jake has managed to leapfrog Callum into fifth, and he has done. That might have been through the chicane.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a weird spot. Like, I mean, it kind of depends on the run here. Oh, Jake goes way wide. Maybe got a little bit of help. Couldn't tell. Impressive to maintain it, but I'm thinking Callum said he did not help. Oh, he gets the flash.
Yeah, he gets the flashes out.
Did.
He's not a happy bunny. Not a happy bunny. He's going pretty aggressive inside line. And is he giving him back? He's giving it him back.
I think Callum gave it back.
Yeah.
I think when he got flashed, I think Callum didn't think he did. That's why he stayed in it. But then when he got flashed on it, he's like, oh, maybe I did, and backed back out of it.
Who, me?
Like, yeah,
no, not me.
Yeah, you. Get back behind me. So they went ahead and single file. I mean, it's probably a decent position for Callum. I mean, you can just follow him through here. The Audi, it's terrible, actually. You're going to be in the dirty air. That is not where I want to be in the Jag. The Audi will be pretty quick through this section. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Audi's about the quickest car through Puhan this game has. So, I think, yeah, in the Jag, you probably want to be ahead. You got that little bit more power. You're going to be a little bit better on the straights and stuff like that, and you might be able to battle better from in front. It's just hard to battle the Audi from behind. Like, how do you beat an Audi at corner? It's tough to do.
Very difficult. Very difficult. It's a planted car. That's the best word for it. It's planted. Obviously, you push that too hard, and it will just send you into the shadow realm. But as for that, if you learn how to play it well, it's a really well planted car. As you can see there, with Jake just getting all that coping, it just sends your back end out a little bit.
Morgan has a real good run on Piper, so Piper did not get an exit going to the chicane. Oh, it looks like he might back out of it a little bit. He had the run, but looked like he's okay, just kind of maintaining the gap as he did, because he didn't really want to go crazy through blocking him on behind him. Oh, our first pit's going to happen as we do see Edwards come in and Liam come in. Piper's going to stay out. That would only be bad if somehow Edwards doesn't get out ahead of him. If Edwards got blocked behind him, it probably wouldn't affect him and Piper, but it might affect him and Liam.
This is going to be tight. Is there going to be a switchback? He's looking for it. Oh, but too much out that corner just made him have to dip back in.
I think I did see everybody change tires, by the way, so they are going to go ahead and use the time to get the new tires on. You won't be seeing that when they don't have to stop in the final race, I don't think, but they did go ahead and switch that. Their fuel will make them, so it's really just going to come down to... I mean, if you're going to go... The undercut's always going to be a little bit better here, and I mean, if you're going to be staying out, so you're not even going for the undercut, I think Piper was smart there. Don't even battle. Like, we need to gain time here, because the undercut gains time, so we can't be battling on our end lap, because that would be real bad, since they're already gaining a little bit of time from the undercut there.
I'm going to assume he's not had to change his fuel ratio to leaner mix at all. He's just hoping he can ride out full power to the end of this lap and fuel up more.
I mean, for Edwards, he came out in a good position. He's got a little bit of a gap in front of him, so hopefully that doesn't slow him down on this lap, as they'll be going in the next lap. And then a huge gap back to Liam. Liam got out ahead of Jake, who's in a battle with Callum right now. Callum's coming out real racy out of the pits. They fueled to the exact same amount, too. I guess now one of them's burned more, but like, so they knew exactly what fuel they were going to. And the more they battle, the more it's going to let someone like Austin start to close the gap. Rob's just right behind that. The Track Addict's right behind that. And the Track Addict's actually under pressure from Graham right now. Is Graham, and did No Name do it? That is insanity. I love it. So Jay's lost a position on an insane pass back behind.
Oh really? I just tried to get in one time and I just missed that.
It's real aggressive to try to make a move into no name, but you got the inside, you got the inside, I guess.
This is it. He's pushing that Honda to try and get back at him.
I mean, Liam, if I was in Liam's position, I don't know how you feel there. You got someone who's real racy right behind you. They may know a thing or two about what they're doing, and the gap in front of you is just done. Like, that's just... I mean, slam into the wall at Eau Rouge and maybe close the gap down 8 seconds and still, like, have a 5-second gap.
This is it.
It's really going to come down to where Piper and Real and even Joker, for that matter, come out of this pit stop, because they were right there with Liam and Jake and them when they went in last lap. But they've got the undercuts. They were on fresh tires their lap.
They're definitely going. It's definitely going to affect them here with that long pit exit.
I mean, the undercut usually is the way to go. We'll see where it exactly puts them out. Is Piper starting to roll out now? It's gonna
Morgan just getting right up behind him, and as they come down,
but
look at that! Look how close it was.
Battle with each other, and the undercut actually doesn't work out for Liam. He closes the gap up, so he's right there with them. So
Definitely.
I guess it did gain him a little bit.
And with Morgan just harassing Piper at the front there, that's going to give
it.
It's
giving
these
people battle.
Look
the
at Liam.
more it's going to close in Callum and Jake as well.
Taking advantage of that double slipstream in that BMW.
I would be terrified of double slip in the rain going into I'm just gonna back out 100%. I'm going so fast, I'm scared. And just the dirty airs, they're kicking this water and everything all over. It's just so hard to follow close at all around this track in the rain. So, I mean, impressive that they're even able to hold it for a couple of corners, let alone still be this close 10 laps in.
Morgan putting maximum pressure on Piper.
Well, as they keep doing this and going defensive into Puhan and stuff like this is a defensive move there by Piper, all the way to the left, all the way to the right. I mean, Jake's gap was like 1.3, now it's down to 0.8. They're going to battle into a couple more corners, and it's going to come down to 0.5, and it's going to be a 4-car battle for second again. And don't count Callum out. Callum's literally only a second and a half back of Jake, so he's going to close up into this battle.
All it takes
Austin
is
can see it. Austin wants Ilmal to start battling, so he can close up into it. Rob can see it, so I mean, it's like everyone's just wanting them to battle more and more and more as Jake finally closes the gap all the way up on him.
And we're looking at what? 0.5, 0.3, 0.5.
Liam
all
looks
between
like
these
he might
cars.
be getting real racy. He might be looking for a move either into Blockymon or here into the chicane, as he's got a good run here on Real. Real being in the slip though. He wants it. You could see he didn't lift. I mean, he lifted because you have to, but he was instantly in it to try to get a run anywhere. He wants the inside for the exit. It's going to be so hard to get any kind of grip out there, though.
Piper pushed too hard into that chicane.
Lots of spinning, lots of movement.
Did not get the power down there. Defending down into the source. And Jake Hill in the background still in fourth position. And Morgan has got the inside line down towards En Rouge. But I think Piper's just got the legs on it. Oh, God blimey, pan camera.
Oh, you're not.
Oh, he's going to.
This is insane. Okay, he lifted over. Oh, he did not. He came for it.
And up through.
Jake
through it. Jake Hill. Through the middle of all of that.
Where's Liam coming from? He's got a triple slip right now down the left. Look how much pace he had.
What turmoil.
He's going to pin them all down. They're not going to do a 3 wide. You can't fit 4 cars on this track right here, guys. They're going standing start formation through it.
Adam having to back out from that corner.
Piper ended up going real wide, ended up gaining a huge amount of time by it, though, so he had to concede the time he gained right there, it looked like, and fall back in.
Callum is looking here with mouth watered.
It's like Callum is already in here. It's Piper's full-on drifting through it as he got a little bit of a push. Callum finishes the push and completely sends Morgan wide. So Morgan, what a catch, man. What?
This is literally changing lap by lap by lap.
And Edwards has to just be laughing watching this gap go up by seconds every lap right now.
Liam knows he can't let Jake Hill get far away, because like Liam, once he's got his stride on, he will just start striding off into the distance.
I mean, that's kind of what's been happening, is Liam hasn't been able to get away from Piper enough, and I mean, this has just been a fantastic race from all of them as they're battling, but it's really going to come down to pace. Liam's been coming back from, like, I think he was in 10th or not Liam, Jake was in like 10th or 11th at the start after he got punted off. So we know he has the pace to battle through him, so like Liam's on everything trying to just hold on to that slip, because he's actually not in the slip right now. But he is going to end up with the top end on him, so he will catch up, as it looks like he's got about 1 mile an hour. He's going 1 mile an hour faster than the Audi. So he's slowly bringing it back, even though he's not in the slip, but he's like right on the edge. Oh, he is real late on the brakes, trying to go real aggressive in the corner.
Also,
and then Callum, Piper, they're all just right there. What were you saying?
Just getting an update from our viewers saying it's a stunning race with some really nice battles. I couldn't agree more. Racing to...
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, we said Austin could see the battle going on if they could start battling, and now he's literally 0.4 of a second outside of the slipstream of this same battle per second. With 5 laps to go, that's plenty of time to get around there if he can just keep closing it down.
Such an eventful race. I can't believe there's still 5 laps to go. I could have thought it'd be nearly the last lap. It's just been full-on action.
Yeah. And the top 10 as well, we've got Graham trying to make a move on the straight, coming up onto La Source. But he's going up against a Corvette, so it's going to be real hard to make that move stick. But late on the brakes, or maybe the Corvette broke way early. No, late on the brakes. So yeah, I mean, really for everyone across the entire track, there's battles at the back, there's battles at the front. The only person who hasn't been battling so far really is Edwards, who just is kind of just ran away. Second started battling back, and he just ran away from everybody else right now.
Yep. There's been a bit of a mishap. Poor Piper has dropped back down from 4th position to 5th. Callum's taken advantage of that.
I mean, when there's not this much time to go, right? You gotta start figuring out where you can actually get. Obviously, without mistakes, like what can you realistically manage? And it's probably damage mitigation time. Like 4th place, 3rd place, like getting on the podium would be about as good as you can do. And you can't get on the podium if you're like battling too hard and letting 3rd get away. Like you just gotta find a spot to make a pass completely clean, or really just realize that that'll be. If you don't do that, that means you're battling for 4th and 4th only. There's not that much time left in the race to battle too hard for 4th if you want 3rd.
Oh, God, there's some defence. And as I said before, Callum and his defensive work, very aggressive, leaving everyone to try and do the hard work around him. So it's heartbreaking into that chicane.
Morgan's back in the battle as well, so he's caught right up on the back. And so is Austin now, as Austin's right there as well. So 7th to 3rd are in a slipstream draft right now, and 2nd's not even that far apart, but now that Jake's kind of got to finally stretch his legs, he has started to build that gap a little bit.
Trying to look into the distance and see if we can see Edwards going up along Rouge there, but I couldn't even see him in the distance there, so I think he's already on the straight.
Yes, he is. Piper a little bit of help into Eau Rouge. Oh, I mean, just through all that dirty air, trying to keep it planted as much as you can. But Piper kept it planted, and he is closing that gap quick on Callum. He's probably not going to get to make a move, but you never know. He's on a purple lap, too. Wow, he is really pushing through one turn in Eau Rouge.
Who's that for? Is that what Callum was it?
Well, Piper's on a purple lap. But it's not going to stay forever because he's caught up in all the traffic. And, I mean, Section 1's just one turn in Eau Rouge, so it's like you hit that better than anybody has so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, tire wear's looking pretty even. We got battles kind of back through the pack as Adams and Timp is looking to make a move as Rob's going to, or I mean as Graham's going defensive into Puhan. People are aggressively defending Buhan. No one wants anyone to make the pass there.
No.
And Joker, man, who had a little bit of the spin earlier, he's settled into a nice 8th place as well. But really the battles here for the top 3 is it looks, as a matter of fact, Jake must have made a mistake because Liam's closed that gap up by over a second now almost, from the last time I checked it looks like.
Let's have a look here. 19.
It must be this lap he made the mistake on because he ran the best lap he's run of the race, Jake did last lap, so... For him to close it down a second, it must either be, or maybe Liam's just on a beamer right now and he's just flying around the track. Could be that. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, Piper's trying to make a move on Callum, but really
Callum's pulled it back.
The second part.
Down to the source.
Oh, that launch of the NSX, that is going to be tough. But the Jag's going to be able to compete now that they're in those mid gears.
Can he do a switch back around this corner? Oh, he has. He's dived in hard. Give him credit where credit's due. That was a hard and deep dive onto the source. I thought he was going to try and really stick it around the outside.
He's really trying to get anything he can. It's just with the wets, how are you going to stick it around the outside? You're just going to slide and slip, and they're going to have grip on the inside and just take off away from kind of like it did. It's more about being able to really use the slip on the straight like he is here.
Piper's actually got the legs on him down this straight. But he has got
there's a Jag
inside
back
line.
Now that they're maxing their gear out too.
Oh.
Jag is real late on the brakes, but lands it perfectly.
Callum knowing he can defend this 4th position for the next 2 laps and get some good
being
points.
Forced to defend everything, that means you got to start hoping that Liam makes mistakes or Jake makes mistakes, because if you're battling for your position, as we see Morgan's right in the battle as well. He also wants to try to find his way into that top 4, potentially top 3. Austin's also just in the slipstream as well. He's a little bit further back than the rest, who are literally nose to bumper all the way 1, 2, 3 right there. But then Austin's also not far back either. So anything goes crazy, he's here to pick up the pieces.
This is it. It's such a tight race. Oh, Morgan was looking there.
Yeah, depending on how many positions you're realistically trying to get, if you want any chance on that getting a straight and trying to catch up to Liam, you cannot be behind these guys any longer. And to be fair, if you're going to make a move, might as well just send it 3 wide through the chicane coming up. So, or 3 wide through Blockymont. You could try to if you can get the slip here, you could somehow force a move, and you can force them to try to go 2 wide back out. They both go wide, and you can just pick up the pieces. That's what he's actually going for. It looks like he's trying to force something, but I would try to force them onto the inside. And then
Callum
if you get
pushed
them
wide.
into a 2-way battle, you'd be fine. Oh yeah, just take advantage of them defending each other. It's just so hard to really do anything on the chicane, because it's so hard to really get the car planted on the exit. But with 2 laps to go, Liam has closed the gap on Jake now.
Morgan's got
in about another 0.3 of a second, so if he does that on 1 more lap, he'll be in the slip just about starting the last lap. And if you're in the slip, you've got a chance.
There was unfortunately a bit of contact there at the back there of number 6, Morgan, and Alex in the back there. Morgan took a bit of a tight line into the source, clipping the inside, and then I think the driver behind him there caught him just on the outside, leaving the 2 to just space out, and now they've definitely got some distance between the top 5. Adam's still knocking on Callum's door, looking to hold that inside line around there, but he's so tight. Callum again got the inside line. He's going to switch back. Can he pull it through the inside round? I can never pronounce the name of this corner correctly, so forgive me, I'm just not going to say it.
Don't even know it. It's the corner before no name, as far as I'm concerned.
Callum possibly taking out some of the cones there, marking the edge of the track.
Well, it looks like Jake settled down a little bit and brought the gap back up on Liam. So Liam's still pushing really well and keeping the gap on Callum back to really solidify that podium right now. But I mean, he definitely probably wants to see if he can do anything about closing the gap into slipstream range, because if he can just pull up slip, he'd have any kind of chance around the back, but it's not looking like he's going to quite be able to close it in on this lap, and his laps are just running out right now. Laps are at a premium.
This is a... He's got to hope that there's a little bit of a twitch coming out of a corner. Pounce on that sort of half-second margin, if he can do.
And I mean, even in the middle of the pack still, we have most of them lined up, but there is a battle for 12th and 11th, as John is kind of all over the back of Rob Schaller right now, so he's running his personal best lap in this battle, so looking good. It's just really just pretty much battling everywhere. People have all just kind of found each other and started battling for positions, it seems.
I'm doing the worst commentating job tonight there ever. I'm literally speechless just watching these guys battle it out. It's literally been...
It's been intense.
It has. My hands have a bit of a mouth biting my fingernails.
Make a move on Piper's. Piper's on the outside. Oh, he couldn't
getting aggressive.
It's just so hard to get on the power on these exits, and it seems like so many moves are based around people trying to get the corner entry and then get a better exit. It's like, yeah, but no one can get an exit. It's all about angle here. Like, no one can get their foot on the floor.
And will we see a weather change for the last, for the sprint race, or will this also be in wet conditions?
I will have to ask the meteorologists what they expect the weather to be and get back to you, because I have no idea what the weather is supposed to be like for the second race. I do know that it doesn't seem like the weather is going to matter if Edwards is running 20 seconds ahead of everyone, so I mean, he is literally Tokyo drifting Puhan. I saw that. I don't know if
Morgan's making the move down round the corner on Piper, and he's done it. He's taken it to fourth.
I mean, that's a final lap pass in a hard area to do it.
I know. Piper probably screaming.
I wonder if Piper's fuel saving. His fuel's pretty low compared to everyone in front of him, so I wonder if he's having to be in fuel saving mode, and that's why he's lost so much pace all of a sudden.
Saying that he's not,
his times have come down quick.
He's not able to keep that gap between him and that Dodge. He might have to just say, right, I can take 6th and actually just take those points, otherwise I'm going to drop further down.
Well, they are battling here, but real quick, probably get ready to show Edwards as he's coming down the final straight into the final chicane. As long as he doesn't spin around and start driving backwards on the track, he's probably going to find a way to do this. Is just what a race here, as Edwards is going to come across and win the first race here at Spa for the GT3 championship here for the SBR. Jake looks like he's got a good gap as well for second. Third is looking good, but it's starting to get real racy there for that top 5 position as Piper's looking to go up the inside, or the outside. He wants the inside for the end of it. He gets pushed a little bit
of contact there from Morgan. But has he got the inside?
Piper's off the track, but he's
got the inside
all the way back across. Who's around? Because someone might be able to take advantage.
Has Alex got the...
Piper ends up with the pass. Does not concede, so he thinks it's good. I think it was mostly good. He got as much as he gave.
It was. I think it may have been a little. You did that to me earlier. I did that to you back at the other corner.
Rob tried to get a move there at the very end, but couldn't quite. John coming across the line in 11th. Schaller following him in 12th. Jay the track addict back in 13th, which he's probably going to be looking towards that next race to really kind of put his foot down, as he was battling way further up the field there, and so he's probably looking towards that next one. And Luke in his first race for us coming in just behind Jay. And that's race 1, 16 laps here at Historic Spa. Congratulations to Edwards for literally running away with it. Jake with a fantastic recovery race all the way back up to second, and me round out the podium with our top 3.
It was an impressive race all round there.
Yeah, so what'd you think of that race? That was pretty entertaining.
Very entertaining mid-pack battle the whole way round. Really enjoyed that. I had to give credit where credit's due with Jake Hill coming from the pretty much near back of the pack and just working his way up into 7th and second even, and solidifying that second place podium. And then those guys just battling to get hold of 3rd position in the end was amazing.
Yeah. I really thought. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's just saying Liam just managing to pip at the end and secure that, but then still 4th and 5th and 6th just up for grabs the whole way round. We're not looking at more than half a second, 0.6, 0.7 of a second between any of them at any one time. It was just go, go, go.
Absolutely. I mean, it really was one of those deals where I thought the rain would end up separating everybody out into their own little areas and there would be no racing, but it just turned out that instead the rain just put everybody at the same insanity racing. And I mean, whoever starts first in this lobby, so Luke got last, he probably has the best advantage off the bat that if you can just get through turn 1 without anything, everyone behind you is going to just slow everyone down. Like, because the time differences between the times that Edwards was running per lap versus what second back was running per lap with their battling was just, it was like, he's gaining like a second and a half or more a lap on everybody right now, just because he's not having to slide through. I mean, they're saying it was a great race to fun and it was chaos. I hope it was fun because it was fun to watch. It looked fun to drive. Other than
am I the only one who's a little disappointed I didn't see some spins in the rain? I was looking forward to some spins in the rain, but it didn't really happen. I'm a man of chaos.
People practiced for it. It seems like people were pretty much, they realized it was a wet race, and I mean, you can kind of do wet races one of two ways. You can just sign it off and say, well, I'm going to pick up a lot of penalties there because I'm not dealing with it. Or you can just kind of throw some laps out there and get used to the braking points. It doesn't change that much. You're later on the throttle, you're easier on the brakes, you brake a little bit earlier. You know, once you get it figured out, racing's racing. You just, what gets dangerous is when you start going side by side, because then your brakes move, your turn-in points move, and your car's like wanting to slide at the same time.
As you saw, just a slight bump can pop you over coping, possibly towards gravel, possibly towards grass. Then it gets slippy. Then the spaces just get taken. All of a sudden, you've gone from battling just at one spot, and you've then dropped back maybe 3 or 4 places, depending on whereabouts in the race you are.
Well, I mean, if you thought the race was fun, the lobby banter is even better. So that just continues it on as we get ready for our final race, which will be more of a sprint for anyone who doesn't know how this is going to work. We're going to take that entire lobby we just used, we're going to flip it upside down and run it backwards at everybody. So we've already seen what a couple of people can do working their way back through pack. So, you know, we should definitely be able to see Callum has worked his way through the pack last race. We saw Jake work his way through the pack last race. We saw Morgan fall back and work his way back all the way through the pack. Liam worked his way through the pack. So we're just going to watch all of them work their way through the pack once again. The only one I could think of who was up there who worked their way backwards for the most part was like Piper. But he ended up having a fantastic race and ended up finishing up there in the top group anyway, so...
I think he may have been let down by that fuel strategy at the end there, just not being able to put maximum attack onto the very last lap.
Into the fuel saving, Once you're in the fuel saving mode, you're in full defense, and like, don't worry, that's literally, I were in Le Mans and miscalculated my fuel and had to run my entire last stint in fuel saving 4. Then found out it was probably been better to just pit. Like, I was only talking about a few seconds versus an entire stint in like fuel saving 4. But we should be getting this new race underway any minute now. We're waiting on a couple of people, obviously, to go ahead and ready up and jump in, as they're probably all going to get a sweat cloth or something to wipe their faces off after all that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, who's your pick for the second race? You know, we're going to flip it around.
Literally about to ask you that exact same question. I think, I don't know, I've got a strong feeling for Liam. Liam looked like he managed to push up through quietly there, but... And he had that BMW quite well planted. I'm gonna root with Liam because he's coming back from he'll be in he'll be in 12th position for 12th position. Is there 14 in this? No,
Liam will be in
11th.
15th or 13th, so he'll be starting in 13th. So Liam will have to work through everyone except for Jake and Edwards. However, if he loses position to them, he will have to work back through them as well. But, I mean, Liam's shown the pace, so I could definitely see Liam being one of the quick ones. You know, Edwards has the pace here. So it really comes down to whether Edwards can work through the traffic as well, because we've seen him run qualifying laps for 16 laps at a good clip. But let's see what he can do when he's got 15 cars in front of him, 14 cars in front of him, 13 cars in front of him.
Well,
however many cars we have in this track.
We have got... Well,
we have 14. It looks like we got a full lobby.
It's gonna be. I'm gonna root a bit. I'm probably unbiasedly for Liam there, but I have to admit, following last week's split where you had Jake Hill. He did really impressive. He managed to take the lead of that, so he started from the back and managed to work his way out. I believe he was in podium position. I don't think he managed to take first place, but again, to go literally all the way up through the pack, he's going to be one to definitely watch. Just to say, we'd like to thank a big thank you again to Master Graphics, our sponsor for tonight's race and the GT3 League. As we've not mentioned them yet, I don't think we've mentioned them as yet, so I thought I'd just make sure we get that in.
Didn't even know they existed.
They do, and they're awesome.
Sounds amazing.
I'll give you more information, but I don't know much more.
Yeah, I mean, that's more information than they've ever gotten from me, so... But so far, that's all of the race. So it looks like we're going to get the race started. He said 2 minutes about a minute ago, so we're clearly going to be starting here any second now. As we do see people starting to ready up, getting their cars on the track, getting ready. And like you said, I think Liam could be a sleeper. I think Callum's always battling for a podium position. Anytime you're battling for the podium, you got a chance. I don't like voting against Edwards, but we have just seen Jake battle the entire field. So, you know, if I was going to hedge my bets, I'd probably pick... To be fair, we do also sometimes see someone who's relatively quick who had a bad race just run away because they do what Edwards did. They don't have to fight through everybody. They just start, they get in first on the first lap, and then by the time everyone gets through the traffic, they have a 14-second lead, which is enough to hold off the remaining lap or two, right? Because remember, it's only a 6-lap race. Track position is huge in this, and people are starting at the back.
And add in the complexity of it being a wet trap at Spa. You know, this... the ability to push if you want to could be fatal. So it could really change. It could really hold some of the faster drivers from the first race back.
My prediction is someone in the front 6 gets bad launch, sends everybody about 6 wide into turn 1, and I mean we'll just see what happens from there. My prediction is at least 6 cars wide in turn 1.
It's gonna be. I think going on up on Rouge will not be as civilized first lap as it was on the first stint. That's for sure.
No, I do not think they will go single file through Rouge unless there was no choice to go. Like, I think everyone will look at the person in front of them and say, "I beat you last race. I want to be ahead of you right now," and they will just send it. And so I'm ready for him to go rolling start in the rain through Eau Rouge after coming 6 wide out of turn 1. So we're going to go 6 wide through turn 1 into 3 wide through Eau Rouge. That's my prediction for this upcoming race. It is a rolling start, so take all my predictions, throw them out the door. They will all have a decent gap between each other. I forgot about the rolling start.
It could still happen. This is the thing. That bunch, the back half, are still going to be round the chicane when it goes green light. Well, could be, depending.
Yeah, there's going to be, what is it, about 5th or so is about the last person to get somewhat of a clean run through the chicane when you do the rolling start. Is even 5th going to make it? As we do see Luke come through clean. 5th's not even at the chicane. So everyone 5th back is in trouble.
Yeah, we got 6th going through.
No one quite got a good enough run to get a race going, but it looks like Jay kind of got a bad launch out of the start. And right off the bat, Luke's up to almost a 4-second lead through corner 1. So what a launch from him in that Audi. That is how you get it started, as we see Schauler make the move. He's on into 2nd. Jay sitting in 3rd. John catching up. Rob back there. Graham sitting in 6th. Looks like everybody's going through pretty clean. So no 6 wide through turn 1. I'm disappointed.
I know.
Luke makes it clean. Everyone's kind of making it clean through Eau Rouge. Everybody's kind of making it somewhat clean. I mean, they're not wrecking, but I mean, all of these are offline. These are all pins.
Yeah, there's a little part of my head that just said thank goodness there isn't a penalty system involved in there, or so it'd be ping.
Oh, this is, some people are finally catching up. Callum's trying to get real racy and get through this field before everybody else catches up. Liam and Jake are side by side through, and still side by side, as it looks like Edwards is wanting to go ahead and move on by these guys, right? The more they race back here with each other, the worse off it's going to be for them getting to the finish line in the back, as everyone else is somewhat civilized right now.
Piper and
Luke's settling down, solid 3.8 seconds when I checked last time, still 3.8, so that's a good sign for him that he's not losing time to anyone behind him yet.
Adam McCannum. Adam knocking at that door, wanting to take that position.
Oh. Yeah, all over Callum right here.
Yeah. Look at one side, look at the other.
Make a move here. Like, all you're really doing is applying pressure, hoping they make a mistake, but you can't really do anything other than make a mistake.
I've got a theory that Callum just doesn't worry, doesn't look in the mirror. He goes, I don't see it, I don't see it, it doesn't faze me.
Mirror. Like, everyone I know drives in hood cam, so you don't even see the pressure behind you. It's not even actually doing anything to you. I mean, I drive in hood cam, so I'll have someone tell me, like, yeah, I was riding all over behind you just trying to apply all this pressure. I'm like, I didn't even know you were there. Like, I mean, don't hit me, please, but I'm not paying attention to the person who's not passing me.
Jake Hill up into 12th, and behind him Edwards up to 13th, leaving Liam back in 14th.
Yeah, I think, you know, with Liam, you just kind of want to hold on to him as much as you can because there's so much time to gain in the traffic that it's kind of what I was saying at the end of that lap is, he gets a lot of wheels to there's no real need to battle each other when you're going to battle each other at the end if you can all make it through traffic. Like, your first goal is getting through everybody, so it's like the more they wasted battling each other for who goes first through them.
He's doing the switchback.
A lot of sense. Ooh, Edwards gets the move done though.
He did. He got that switchback through.
I mean, and they just start so
far
down
that hill.
This is a very long gap to gain. I'm not 100% sure they're going to be able to work through most of this field, if not some of this field. Just with
that twitch going up on Rouge is lost in the speed. And Jake has got that. He's got the straight, but he hasn't got the inside line. That's the only downside.
Well, Luke is,
Edwards is not giving it up. He's keeping the pressure on straight away.
I mean, Edwards isn't the person who give up. He's won a few of the races that I've seen, so you know, he definitely is accustomed to winning and not being in last. So I'm sure anywhere when he's behind top 10, he's going to push, no matter who's winning.
Just panning up the field, they all look pretty spaced out, to be completely honest with you. Like you say, Luke now with a 4.3 second lead.
Luke's done a fantastic job of really spacing out from Schaller here, who's fallen back a little bit from him. It's really just in Luke's case to just, you know your brake spots, you know where to drive, like just focus on what you're doing. It's working. You don't, until that time starts coming down, just keep doing what you're doing.
Indeed, take note from Edwards from the first round, the last round. He could just literally from start to finish walk it.
Oh, as John goes around and he's having to yield to the entire field over there because no one was really out of slip yet, so he just went like fourth to last there. That is a rough outcome. I mean, it's just such a bad time to spend too. You don't even have time to get back on the track. You gotta wait for the entire lobby to go by because they're just all still lined up like this.
Ouch.
That's brutal. That hurts. But I mean, yeah, Luke has been fantastic so far. He's still keeping the gap going. Schaller's been making some mistakes behind him, and that's just helping out. I mean, he's on pace to get, from what I know, would be his first win here. I've never seen him before, so that would be impressive to come in and get a win in one of the two races on your first showing. I don't think I've seen that before.
Neither do I. I do believe it's his first race as well today.
I mean, Callum's been doing the best so far, but I'd say the top 4 or 5 working his way through. Piper's been trying to hold on with him. He's still got him. You got Edwards, who's still, well, Edwards is now working his way through Piper, it looks like. He's got the inside.
Oh, he has. He's done him as well. On the inside of La Source. Oh, Piper.
Oh, a little bit of contact there.
Piper, yeah, not, well, I don't know. I don't know what the ins and outs would be for that.
Well, he conceded on this straight. You can't really do anything about it here because you need to stay in for a Rouge, and you can't block traffic. So if he thinks he did something wrong, you just move over and concede it here. Nope, because he didn't contact him. Well, we'll see. Is Jake's in there too? Are they going to send it 3 wide down here?
They are sending it 3 wide. And Edwards wanted to take that spot and not let Jake take it.
How did you catch that? That was such a quick recovery. It looked like he went all the way left, all the way right, straight. Oh, Edwards all over him, trying to throw it up the outside. Lot of nudging through here. Now he's back on the inside. It's going to put him on the outside of No Name, though, which is a dangerous. Someone went off on No Name and just disappeared. They must have gotten reset.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know if that was a complete ping twitch going on there.
Lag. I'm seeing a lot of lag, actually, so it must have been my end. I just saw someone bouncing all out there to the right.
I think I saw that as well. I don't know who that was.
Oh, there he goes. Morgan.
Oh, Morgan.
Rough. You could see it coming. That's rough. Edwards is still trying to get around Jake, as Jake's still holding back on him, but I'm going to glance back to the field. It looks like we got a little bit of racing here as Rob and Graham are actually racing for their 5th and 4th position, side by side, trying to get ready onto the back straight. This is a worrisome corner to get contact in. But that looks like so. I think Rob and Graham are going to be full on battling here for 4th position. As 3rd's maybe too far away for them to catch up.
Midway through this race, and this is where it's starting to space out.
Agree, John. I mean, to be fair, Luke, I just watched him go through the chicane. He is taking everything so safe right now, which is what he should be doing. Like, there is no real reason to make any huge mistakes.
What's his second margin?
Like, yeah, I mean, you got a 4-second lead. You got to hold it for 3 laps. Like, you can literally give up a second a lap for free, and you still win with almost a 2-second lead. So, like, there's no real rush.
Rob in 5th and nearly lost his position to 6th there, going round La Source.
It is a 3-way battle now for that position as well. Joker shift. So, pro tip, Corvette shifts at like 25%. No reason to really rev it too much past that, as it's just kind of burning everything at that point. Outside of obviously if you're in 6th gear, you gotta just kind of go until it stops. But,
he's taken the inside. He's gone for it. Rob's gone for it. He's taken the inside of that then, leapfrogged into 4th position. Well, that was a brilliant manoeuvre through that set of corners.
Well, the more they're battling, if you look back, Callum's now looking at this battle as Austin's caught up to it. Callum's basically caught up to it. And then Jake and Edwards and Piper, not even too far back, Liam's right there. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised here if another 2.5 laps, with this part on the last lap, if this isn't a group that's going to be 4th place all the way back to, like, 12th place.
Could possibly be this mid-battle pack is definitely going to get caught up from this backpack battle. Tripping over my words. Don't let me say Peter Piper and the rest.
Yeah, I mean, it's really starting to shape up into a real big battle. Like, there's a little bit of a gap between 4th and 3rd. But to be fair, Jay the Track Addict up in 3rd is definitely all over the back of Rob Schaller as well. So that bodes well for Luke to try to find this win. He's grown his gap even more over Schaller. Schaller's had to go defensive multiple times here against Jay. And then the midfield battles kind of just continue to rage on.
They are catching though. That pack of Jake Hill and Edwards and Liam are starting to catch this mid pack.
I mean, they're really just right there. You've got Lewis, Piper, all of them. I mean,
free.
At this point, I said
free. Oh, he's pushed through to 4th position. Rob,
I mean, I said they were going to be this on the last lap. They're already here.
2 laps to go. And that's it. We have caught up. This is going to be action from this point out.
I mean, everybody has to just be looking. Like, that is so many positions right in front of you that you could potentially gain right now with 2 laps to go. I mean, how defensive does the first person go? I mean, you got to just stay all the way over, right? Yep. All the way over. Don't come over. Oh, that's ballsy. Leaving the inside open. You kind of blocked the first guy. I think they're just a little bit too far, as we do see Callum trying to make a move here on Austin to get on by.
Trying to see what's going on with Graham and Joker. Jokerman's just pushing so hard, he's just getting twitchy around that set of corners and not being able to keep that gap tight between him and Graham.
I mean, they are all so close behind them that they are just bumping each other through these corners as they just can't, like, not just kind of like nick and bump and everything, as they're just front to tail all the way through as we're just coming up on, what, 1.5 to go. And, I mean, still, Luke over 5 seconds in the lead, so he's sitting real good right now. Oh, no, another one. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide into the S's. Oh,
they are.
No, Edwards got it done.
Oh,
Jake's just
he
about to
has.
close it off. Oh, but Jake's going to end up making a move on Edwards. A little bit of contact between Austin and Piper, but oh, Piper is full sliding. Oh, there's a lot of shuffling of positions just happened right there as everybody was full push.
Can't believe this.
I mean, there's coming up
so
on
we
the
just saw
penultimate
someone
lap
go off the
here.
side there. I didn't even know who that was.
Looks like maybe
Alex.
I don't know.
I think it was Alex there
Alex
in the
Austin.
BMW.
Yep. As Luke comes around the chicane, he's going to start the final lap of the race, still holding on to a constant 5.5 second lead. But that battle for second is on for the final lap. Now Jay is in the slip, full on, just has to make the one corner. Behind them, it's a very long battle for fourth as Graham, Joker, Callum, got Jake and Lewis Edwards going side by side through the source. Edwards with a little bit of help.
Look at it! Look at it! Just that twitch on the coping on the exit will give him giving Edwards to just up his 0.1 of a second, not even 0.1 of a second.
Oh my god, I'm pretty sure those cars were completely sideways and they didn't lift at all there, just because, like, that's how hard they're in it right now. It looks like Lewis wants to have a run, but it's really just, I mean, and Piper's right in here too. This is going to be a 3-way complete battle back here.
This is 3-way complete battle, and as they go, they break in. Who's going to come out the victor?
Piper hold out there. Yeah, Piper had to cut it off and go through here.
Was that then going to affect, yeah, that's then affected Edwards.
Oh, Piper almost sends it all the way around there.
And Hill managing to get away with that defensive maneuver there.
I mean, it's gotten him a gap to Edwards, who's been the primary person he's attacking. So I don't know if he'll really be able to close up the gap to Callum over the course of half a lap. But it has given him a little bit of comfort from behind as well. So there's that going for him. I mean, Jokerman and Graham are still in a full battle, and don't look now that Jay might not want third. Jay might want second here, as he's looking everywhere.
He is pushing
for any apex. If there's an apex missed, he's pretty much going to take it, it looks like. And then right behind him is the same thing, so it's just really front to tail all the way through, except for, like, really we can't say enough about how consistent and good Luke's done here in the lead.
He'll twitch.
As long as he can get through the blocking on the chicane, he's going to take his first win here in SRB, and that's just always an exciting time to be.
Jay has got the legs on him out of that onto this long set of corners down towards the chicane.
It's a Hyundai versus a Corvette.
It's all going to be how
on the straight.
How brave you feel going into the chicane.
Yeah, that is just too big a leg gap to come back from. It's looking like no one else is quite big enough to make a move either. Everyone just kind of ended up lined up. As congratulations to Luke coming around. Oh, Jokerman got way too much wheel spin. He might get past. No, he barely wins the drag race to the line. As we see Luke, congratulations for his first win in SBR. Schaller getting himself on the podium in second. Jay with a fantastic drive onto the podium. Graham in fourth. Joker in fifth. Callum finding his way all the way up to sixth. Jake into seventh. Graham into eighth, or Edwards into eighth, I apologize. Piper in ninth. Liam in 10th. Austin in 11th. John in 12th. Don't remember who was in 13th.
Congratulations. Brilliant first victory for Luke there. What a welcome to the GT3 League.
I mean, yeah, what a drive from him. And, I mean, honestly, I had a fantastic time. What races, those were, I mean, they were the best. But what did you think of that second race? Was it better than the first race?
I don't know. They both had their merits. Just the sprint's always a more frantic race. It's always going to have that bit more action. It's always going to have that bit more drama. You're never going to have a quiet moment in the sprint race. It's always, especially when then you enter in the fact that it's lovely and wet out there and you're slipping and sliding all over the place. So yeah, I suppose it was more condensed But the first race was definitely still fairly action packed with how people just moved all the way up and down throughout the grid. My congratulations to both Edwards and Luke for both victories in both round 5 and 6 here. I am not sure. Do we know where next week's race is being held from?
I am sure we do. I do not, though. I am absolutely sure that all the racers know where they're racing next week, but the broadcasters clearly have no idea.
We spin the bottle, see where it lands on the map, and we'll just put a pin in it.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, to be fair, this has been an absolute blast, Daxie. I'm so glad you're able to come in and we're able to do this together. It was so much fun having you here, man.
Jerry, it's been a pleasure, mate. It's been a pleasure speaking to you and doing this tonight. Till next time, till next week. We'll be back.
That is it, guys. That has been the SBR GT3 Season 12, Rounds 5 and 6 here at Spa in the wet with all insanity included. I hope you've enjoyed it. But that'll be all for us. Thank you so much. We'll be here next week.
If you've just tuned in or just watched tonight, smash that subscribe, smash that like, smash that alarm, and see when we're next on YouTube. For me, I'm out. I'll see you later, Jerry. Have a good one, my man.
Always, man.